So, what have I got here? I have handwritten notes from Noel and John Callaghan of the 12 birds, the 12 long distance birds that I picked up last weekend, and some of them are absolutely beautiful. And I know that colours aren't necessarily an indicator of speed, but it is nice. Why cars are painted different colours and clothes have different patterns on them. If colour didn't matter and patterns didn't matter, then everybody'd just be wearing natural beige. But these birds I've got are absolutely beautiful, so hopefully they'll do the business, because like a lot of people, at some point they want to go long distance, and the birds that I picked up from Cambridge last weekend are meant to do that. And there's some really old bloodlines in here. Some of them go back into the 1920s. The original bloodline will have been long since gone, but didn't stop me reading up on it last night. Okay. Let's give that a little bit of a wipe. There's a Facebook page called How to Train Your Pigeon. If you want to join it, there's 3 questions, and the reason I put those on is just to stop people going on there and spamming. I really like seeing other people's lofts and setups and seeing their birds and stuff, so there's a few guys on there that post regularly. So yeah, thanks for that, keep it up, and show us what birds you've got. Mine, my young birds, look at the state of these guys. These are well and truly into the molt now. And the mealies are suffering particularly badly. Last year, I'd been contacted by a friend of the channel who offered to breed some long distance racers after hearing me mention my target of entering the King's Cup, the longest race on the North Road. Today, I was heading to Cambridge to meet his dad and collect 12 birds that he'd bred. Well, that's a hard place to find, isn't it? I asked a guy that lives just a few doors up, and he couldn't tell me.
Jimmy Hamilton always said, if you want long distance pigeons, always go north, no matter where you are. Quite sensible.
Yeah, makes sense.
But because I would start doing well, and I was doing 600 mile, then we swapped a few.
Yeah.
And, well, I done better with his than he done with mine, obviously. I mean, I was up there once, it was around Easter time, and they had a big long race on. I was there for that. And he's sitting there waiting on one pigeon. You know, he's only sent, she was good, but he didn't get her that time. She'd been over so many times. He was fit to be tied. You know, I thought she'd be here, Noel. I thought she'd be here. I said, well, we always think that.
And so you've got Old Reliable there. Or is it Old Reliable? Is that what you call it? Before looking around the lofts, Noel showed me some of his achievements racing in the National Flying Club, and I was excited to learn some of our birds would be coming from these lines. So that's...
Lofts all cleaned out perfect. I've left.
Oh yeah, don't worry about that.
No, but I've left everything purposely, because I'm going to tell you why. Not like my mate Bobby there, who takes pigeons out, babies in, and walks them around the garden. I said, what are you doing? I thought he was joking. You never touch young birds in the nest. Never clean out random, leave them alone.
Really?
Yeah. I did it too, until I learned from better people. And natural pigeons should be kept natural as you can. That's a Jan Arden there, she scored. There's your blacks up there, can you get him? See that fellow up the top there, he's got a gold, you can just see the gold band?
Yep.
That's off Kevin's 3,000 pound pigeons. That's that jelly, I call them jelly babies. Until they prove themselves, mate, they're no different than something that somebody gave me. You're going to have one, do you see the grizzle?
Yep.
That's a hen. Now you've got one the same way bred as that. They were off my mate who died there the other day. From Hawsey's Bloodlines. That's the guy I was telling you about. He's down there, he's a poet.
Yeah.
Checker poet.
Yeah.
That's the son of that 8. He's the Jan Arden. And they come out of those Welsh fellas that packed in after one died.
Yeah.
After they won Barcelona. Well, that line goes right back to the greatest Barcelona pigeon ever.
What's the greatest Barcelona pigeon ever?
It's a Jan Arden anyway, but right. The reason you got a grizzle, one pair only had one. So I said, right, there's no use waiting, because then it'd be too far behind. Yeah. So I took one out.
So what are these?
This is long distance. There's your Marleys, pure. Now that's the pure Marley Black that comes out of the eggs that I had. And look at her. She looks like a cock. You've got only the one out of them two. I think that's the one that's more like a dark checker. I think that's got that's the Southwell blood. I've only got a little bit of that, but he was a brilliant long distance man. Again with a Marley. When you've got them separated, what you do? I'll come down here, say 6 o'clock in the morning, right? During the summer when we're across the channel, lovely early mornings. I'll go in and I'll put a bit of grub in because they'll be getting fed individually to see if they want it. And I'll give them probably half an hour. And then I'll come back down, I'll go in and have a cup of tea. Then I'll open up, I'll turn the bowl, and straight away you should see a reaction. As soon as they see that bowl, something, we know it's coming. And then what I do is the pigeons are up there, instead of, I've plenty of time in my hands, I don't have to carry them down, I just let them out.
Yeah.
The hens will go out and do a bit of flying around, and then they come bursting through here and up to them and into the bowls, and then I shut them in. So you don't want them treading. And the best pigeons will be the ones, the yearlings are always excitable, but they're only learning, so the good pigeons the cock will go down in the bowl and he'll call the hen in, and then she'll come in and sit on top of him and she'll comb his hair and do all that. You see that?
Yeah.
And you could then say, right, well, that's the pool pigeon for a start. Whichever one you're going to think of. You might have 3 or 4 doing it, but you'll always have a favourite. And you say the lad that comes the most regular is going to be carrying the money. He mightn't be the winner, mightn't be your first pigeon, but he could be second or third. And then the excitable fellas go into the crate straight away, because they're a waste of space. And then he'll probably be the last one coming out. As we always call yearlings, mad teenagers.
Yeah.
And you can never trust them. A mad teenager can win, and you'd lose them the next week. And I've done all that, I know all about that. Yearlings that really do it for you hurt themselves. And they're still growing, they're not fully grown. And okay, if you've won something really good, they can't take it away from you. But I'm sure. And my brother-in-law, who'd been in pigeons long years before me, said to me once, "Are you still sending yearlings over the channel? We're in the same club." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "They've all got to go, train and learn." He said, "Yeah, but you'll never get them." And I'll tell you what, he was right.
Yeah.
And I stopped doing it for years. And now I'll only do 1 or 2. And I don't really want them to come and win for me. Because I want the 2-year-olds and the 3-year-olds to that. I just want them to get the experience and come steady. 2-year-olds, once they're worked their way out, and I think they're ready, they'll go to 600 mile.
Yeah.
But if I'm not happy, they won't. They'll have another year. And that's why sometimes I don't go. I've learned, even when you think the years are running away from you, I've learned that don't be silly, because he'll be there as a 3-year-old, and then he will be ready. They're in. See, now once yours are gone and his is gone, and these will be coming out now tonight, because they're wanting to come. And then I've still got a few more, but I'll leave everything. This is where they get their antibodies from. And then once they're all out and they're up, then I'll clean out, and then I'll put another clean layer down. Same thing, a layer of, you can hardly see it, but a nice film of the lime. Yeah. And that soaks up, and they love scraping around in it and all that. And then that saves a lot of bloody hard work.
Truth be told, I could have spent all day listening to Noel. An old gent talking pigeons, delivered with his melodious Irish intonation, is just like a warm blanket for your ears. Noel didn't want paying for the birds either, and that lent a degree of authenticity to the numerous tidbits of advice and encouragement he dished out during my visit that morning.
I'm very pleased They're quite tame. I'm hoping to keep them this way this year. Now that's one of Bobby's. This one from Reliable.
This is one from Reliable, is it?
64. That's the other one. All right, calm down now. You've been doing ever so well.
The birds Noel handed me were in perfect condition and remarkably tame compared to my own.
Now, these two. This is from a red and a black.
Right. What colour would you call that then?
Well, it'll probably turn out to be a mealy. When I seen them in the nest, I thought it's bloody silvers.
Yeah.
And you might end up with a silver. And I thought first maybe it'd be two barless mealies, but it's just a sign of the bar. I've never bred two like this. I was telling Johnny, he said, that's interesting. Yeah, this is it. Jesus, did you only get the one black in the end? A couple of days, well, you probably end up with a black. Yeah, I mean, I've only got one in there. I've got a few to come from the stock shed, a couple of black. Do you know, I was hoping that because something started happening when I got the blacks in that never happened before. Or if it did, it was only on one occasion. My guard dogs, this year they're up in that tree.
Oh, the crows.
And after I've had them, say, a year or so, all of a sudden I'd be watching and the crows start coming down and swooping at them.
Blacks.
I was making the young ones, and I thought, they think they're crows, and they don't want any other crows around here.
Yeah, this is the thing, the black pigeons are the crows, yeah.
And I've seen it a lot, but they don't attack them or anything.
Yeah.
But it's like they're coming down and much to say you shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Having declined the offer of food from Noel's good wife, on account of my own wife having made me a packed lunch, it was time to pull over and eat. I don't really fancy that.
Alright, can I take your order, please?
A double cheeseburger, please. So here's one of the Callaghan's birds that I picked up last weekend. Yeah, a little dark, not quite black yet. Maybe when she's molted through. I think it's a hen. All right. More like a dark check, but very, very dark. I'm not sure. See what she molts out like. There we are. Look, this is what everybody does, isn't it? They like to show you the wings and everything, but to be honest, she's only a young bird. And she's only a few. She has been out. The race has been postponed. We're not racing tomorrow because of the weather. Looks like it's going to be a really bad weekend. So we're going to be basketing Sunday for a race on Monday. That's not so bad for me because I work about 1.5 miles away and I can get back here in 5-10 minutes. So that should work out all right. It's going to be a much warmer day on Monday and a southwesterly. So that should work out pretty good. That's what we're aiming for. So at the moment I've got the cocks flying. I've got an extra 2 days of exercise and recovery, I guess, because there was one that I wasn't going to send. I still might not send it, but they're all flying around at the moment, and I'm going to send some hens this weekend as well, so we'll see how we get on with those, but hoping for a good race. It's back to Aycliffe again, same place as last time, 96, just over 96 miles, or just under 97 miles. Yeah. Need to get some new jeans. See my pants.